On December 20th, the festive lights of Magdeburg's Christmas market turned into the scene of unimaginable tragedy. Around 7:04 p.m., chaos erupted as a black BMW barreled through the crowded market, leaving devastation in its wake. By the time the vehicle stopped, multiple lives had been lost, including a young child and an adult, and at least 200 others were injured. Eyewitnesses described the scene as surreal, with holiday cheer replaced by panic and the wails of sirens. Emergency services responded swiftly, but the shock of the event lingered long after the driver was apprehended at the scene. The man behind the wheel was identified as Talib A., a 50-year-old Saudi Arabian doctor who had been living in Germany since 2006. A psychiatrist and psychotherapist by trade, he originally arrived in Germany to study and was granted refugee status in 2016 after claiming threats in Saudi Arabia for renouncing Islam. Far from staying under the radar, Taleb apparently became a known figure in activist circles. He assisted Saudi women and others by helping them secure asylum in Europe. He even ran a website dedicated to explaining Germany's asylum process. "I found life in Saudi Arabia an ordeal," he said in a 2019 interview with the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung. "You have to pretend you're a Muslim and follow all the rituals. I knew I could no longer live in fear." He also claimed to have received threats after writing posts critical of Islam on a forum run by jailed activist Raif Badawi. But in recent years, his rhetoric shifted dramatically. On social media platform X, he began posting inflammatory content, criticizing both Islam and German authorities. His profile featured a machine gun and posts that echoed far-right nationalist ideologies. He accused Germany of harboring Syrian jihadists while persecuting Saudi ex-Muslims and attacked Angela Merkel's open borders policy as a plan to Islamize Europe. Despite his controversial online presence, Taleb was not on police radar as an Islamist threat. In fact, German media noted his history as a fierce critic of Islam and his support for those fleeing Saudi Arabia's regime. In a 5-minute audio message posted online shortly before the attack, Taleb said he held the German nation responsible for crimes, including the killing of Socrates in Athens in 399 BC. He went on to compare socialism and liberalism and accused the German authorities of stealing a USB stick from his postbox. Signing off the message on his X account, Taleb said he held the Germans responsible for what he is facing. The message appeared to air grievances accumulated over years about mass immigration, legal difficulties, and a court battle with a refugee charity. His motives for the attack remain under investigation. However, the choice of a Christmas market during the holiday season raises unsettling questions. Why would someone with anti-Islamic views target a space so closely tied to Christian tradition? It's also worth mentioning that the Saudi Arabian authorities reportedly warned the German security services 3 times about Taleb, although it is unclear what was contained in the warnings. The attack drew swift and somber responses from across Germany. Chancellor Olaf Scholz visited Magdeburg, calling the event a dreadful tragedy and lamenting the brutality in a place meant for joy and celebration. Unfortunately, this was not the first time Germany has faced violence at its cherished Christmas markets. In 2016, Tunisian national Anis Amri drove a truck into a Berlin market, taking 12 lives and injuring 49. Amri's journey to Europe began with an illegal boat trip to Italy, where he spent time in prison for violent acts, including arson. After his release, he moved to Germany, where he became involved in extremist circles and was known to authorities as a potential threat. He eventually pledged allegiance to ISIS, which later claimed responsibility for the attack. His actions were motivated by jihadist ideology, aiming to instill fear and cause mass casualties. 2 years later, a gunman opened fire at a Christmas market in Strasbourg, France, claiming 5 lives. These attacks have left sparking debates on safety and migration policies. The Magdeburg Christmas market attack is a painful reminder of the stakes involved in immigration and national security debates. It's important to acknowledge and address the systemic challenges posed by illegal immigration. Effective policies should strike a balance between compassion for those in genuine need and the need to protect citizens first and maintain social cohesion.